Hi everybody, this is Furian. So I've been playing this phone game, Fire Emblem Heroes, since basically the date came out on February 2nd, 2017, thanks to Fadufal actually. And Faye recently passed its 3rd anniversary, so that's kind of cool, and I've been playing this almost every day since release, so I thought I should make a video for this game that I love and play so much. I have collected a lot of 5 stars since I started playing this game, and I thought it would be kind of cool to do sort of like a Marie Kondo style, like releasing all of these 5 stars, just saying thank you and goodbye to all of them. Yes, there are a lot. I will go into why at the end of this video, but yeah, basically I'm obsessed with this game. I have so many 5 stars, but actually I'm free to play. I bought the BK starter pack, not Burger King, Black Knight, this guy. I bought him, and then I bought orbs like 1 or 2 more times just to support the devs. Anyways, I'm just crazy lucky, which is why I have so many 5 stars, and Fadufal is always salty at me. But yeah, let's just get into it. But I want to go over my hearts because I'm kind of OCD and I like organize them. But basically, every color number means something. 1 is the default, and these are all the characters that I'm in the middle of like grinding or training. So I'm making like an Est, for example. She's plus attack. And then I have all these other 5 stars that are just sitting here. I have a couple healers I want to train up. Mercedes is from the newest 3 Houses game, which I'm also playing. 2 is the meta ones. So those are the strongest units in the meta currently. I have mostly been trying to keep up with the meta since I started playing. 3 means strong, so they're like pretty good, but they've either been power crept or they're just not as universally useful. As a general rule, all of my dancers are meta, even if they're not all the best, but it's just easier to find them that way. So strong is things like Swordheart. He has, really strong like offense as a red physical damage dealer, but that's like not the strongest in every scenario, so he only has a good player phase. My 4 is niche, so this is like they are good in one like specific thing. So like Silas, for example, he has really strong defense and really strong attack and a slaying weapon, so he has effectiveness against armors, so that's great, but doesn't really have a whole lot else going for him. And so like in this category I have a lot of people who have like 1 really strong defensive stat and either middling attack and middling speed or like low speed and high attack. So like Titania is a good example of like high res, middling attack, middling speed. She doesn't do too much for me. I also have people that have like just like awkward-ish stat lines, or like Ishtar, for example. This one's minus attack, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Robin is really useful against Colorless because he has his personal weapon. Yeah, those are the niche people. They have like some use. 5 is like the weak one, so these are like Anna, like Canis, I don't know how to say this. Other people that I just feel like either their stat lines don't match up, or like Daedra and Julia, I have them at minus attack, so that's really awkward. 6 is, I labeled it as free trash. Yeah, these are like Clive, like he is a Silver Lance plus. He has nothing special going on for him. These characters I actually did not finish building. You'll notice even up to like the level 5, I have most, okay, not these 2, but like even a lot of these characters have like a full set of abilities, whether they be like subpar or something. But this tier, free trash, almost nobody has any amount of building. And then 7 is the people that I'm at max HM with. So actually I can just go to my HM list. So these people I have all at max 6,000. And then I don't really need to use them anymore in like Tempest Trials or like other things. So that's why they're there. And then 8 is unfinished. So I actually only recently made this set, but it's a lot of people who I pulled. I got them to level 40, so they're no longer my number 1 heart special, but they're also like, I haven't found the need to like build them up yet, so they're just sort of sitting here with whatever they have like by default out of the box. But yeah, I'm gonna start from the bottom, I guess. I'll just go to manage, barracks, whatever. Yeah, everybody's X'd because you can't send home hearts, but we'll just start from the bottom. Oh, one really quick thing. I have 254 5 stars, I think it counted. But I'm firstly just gonna make combat manuals out of all the 5 stars that I have sitting at level 1, but they're not special because I either have a copy of them or whatever, so I'll just use them for skill. So they're gonna go, they're gonna go, they're gonna go, bye-bye. Yes, great combat manual, yes. See everybody, see you. Bye everybody, thank you. Yeah, these, I just have a few 4 stars sitting around. A lot of them are like the Tempest Trials or Grand Hero Battles, whatever. And they're awkward levels, I forget why. Because I feel like there was some quest, and so like, he's sitting at 24, Oliver's sitting at 35, like, whatever. But everyone else is 5 star, so let's start sending them home. Yes, first is Erica, and I'm gonna go over them like briefly. So basically,
that my brother is eager to participate in the tournament at the festival.
Oh, that was actually.
I wish him well.
Oh my god, that was so long. Okay. This is Winter Erica. She's so pretty. Let's go through their pictures. Although I don't want to do this for everybody, maybe, but she's actually so cute. She is supposed to be pretty good, actually. I know she has a full set of skills, but I have her unfinished because I feel like she needs a better A. And I've seen other builds of her, so I wanted to do more things with her maybe. But where she is right now, I'm not really satisfied, but it's okay. I'm gonna say goodbye to her. Thank you so much, Erica. Goodbye. Goodbye. Okay. Next is Kranya. I just didn't finish building her. Yeah, she just doesn't have that many interesting things. I think you can do something cool with her dagger, because it is a perf. Oh yeah, so you're supposed to put Savage Blow on her, I guess, or something, so they can be at less than 100%, and then she can be stronger. Or like if she initiates into them, and if the foe initiates, she can Vantage. So like, yeah, I guess so. But I guess you can combine it with Desperation, but I just didn't bother with her. One thing is that nowadays, not only has there been power creep, thank you, Kranya, goodbye, there's also been this problem of like, look how long the explanations are for each of these, like it's actually insane. So, like with Kranya, for example, it was just too complicated, and like looking at this, I'm also like there's a lot of math, like what is going on? Like when the total bonuses and the penalties on the foe is greater than 10, then they have more bonuses, like okay. They even have to have an example, like that's how you know it's like too complicated. Claude is great. I actually picked Golden Deer in my 3 houses run, but he's at minus attack, and so that was just sort of like, ugh, like why would I bother building him? But thank you, Claude. Goodbye. I have a Klein. He's great because his new refined chill defense is just like, you know, super utility. Like the chill skills are just like really easy to use, like they just always work, and especially for him, it's great. But I didn't finish doing anything special with him. It's kind of strange that he has like player phase abilities and like enemy phase abilities like by default, like, and these like both good skills. Actually, you'll notice a lot of my characters are gonna have like QR2 because I'm too cheap to like I have plenty of feathers, but I'm too cheap to get people up to 5 stars just for the QR3. It's like the difference between 70%, 80% HP, like whatever, I don't care. Sonya's supposed to be pretty good. Her refine is like, you know, like really unique, and it gives her a lot of tricks if she has special spiral, but I've unfortunately never pulled Lewin, the guy who has special spiral, so she's just sort of sitting here. Goodbye, Sonya, thank you. Next is Python. Yeah, I don't know, he just doesn't really seem that interesting. I really don't like colored bows. This was a really strange thing to me because bows are already kind of weak, but the fact that they were colorless was good, and the fact they had an effectiveness against flyers made them at least like partially useful. But colored bows, just like him against any red is just like useless, and even against red flyers, like he'll struggle against like one of the Ryomas that's like flying, and I'm like, what's the point? Like, so yeah, that's really unfortunate.
And I awoke.
Yeah, Nagi is apparently really good, but like, ugh, look at this explanation, right? Like, she just has all the default stuff. It looks good, like all the fighter skills are great, DC is obviously useful, but I just didn't, you know, bother building her. Bye, thank you, Nagi. It's also really annoying to look up builds for her because I think this is a tome, like Julia's tome is also called, or it's called Naga, so when I'm on Game Press for 5 Heroes, it's also really annoying to find a build for her. This is little Kana. She actually has a refine for this, and I'm actually out of the dew, whatever. So I didn't finish. I didn't like a lot of the people I sent home already had refined weapons, but she doesn't even have her refine yet. So I definitely haven't built her. So thank you, Kana. Goodbye. She's plus attack too. Like, oh, pretty good. Yarn, he looks interesting. He's supposed to be good, but oh man, look at that. He has attack speed solo, which is supposed to be good, but honestly, I felt like all the beasts are really awkward to use because you have to like put them together. That's not really my favorite because you can't use them with other people, they won't transform. Yeah, Amelia is also lacking her perf. I feel like the refine wasn't good enough, so she's like not top of the list to get that. And then her other, oh my god, and her other stuff is just like pretty generic. I think she was the first to have armor march. That was really great. That made armors a lot more usable. But suddenly when they introduced like the fighter skills and stuff, like armors got like really strong and it was like insane. Libra is here. He has a really awkward stat line. Like his defenses are balanced with his slightly higher resistance, which is strange for like a fighter. 2029 is like good, honestly, but it's just kind of like awkward. Like his resistance is like uselessly high, and then like his speed is all right. If he weren't minus attack, his attack would also be fine. But I just don't really see like what his niche is. Like I don't really get like what his stat line is supposed to be for. Oops. Altena. Yeah, I pulled her recently. She has a plus attack, which is great, but honestly, she's just another lance flyer. This weapon is not all that interesting, so yeah, I just didn't build her. Goodbye, Altena, thank you. Next is Morgan. His weapon is really weird because it's like the same problem that daggers suffer from, where they have to attack first and then like their turn is over and you have to dance them to be able to take advantage of these like effects. It's the same problem with like light breath, so it's just like a little bit awkward. Goodbye, Morgan. It just makes him like really not able to stand on his own. Oh, I found like these like anti-colorless weapons like Raven Tomes, or like these personal Raven Tomes, always really useful. Like I love Male Robin. He's just so useful in like PvE modes. So I was gonna build up this guy, but I just didn't get to it. But also his stat line is a little bit awkward, like his resistance is higher. It's great that Male Robin's defense is so high because it makes it easy for him to tank archers, and daggers to a lesser extent, they're usually less of a threat. This guy, Itsuki, he's one of the new heroes from like the Mirage something, like Fire Emblem game. Like there's some like Fire Emblem X Hatsune Miku thing going on. I don't really know what's going on. He's really cute. But yeah, I just didn't finish building him. He's like my most recent. Goodbye. Carla, I also pulled her recently. She's another one of like those super strong like sword girls, but I just didn't build her. Like I don't need her, right? Like I had Ira and stuff. We'll get to them. Okay, now we're getting to the HM Max. So these are the characters I have used a lot. Elise is just one of those characters that I love to use because cavalry are really really useful. Cavalry healers, I mean, because in Training Tower she has great range. She can always go out and heal up like the person I'm training, or if I use her in Tempest Trials, I can take off her weapon and then she can just auto run around and heal. Recover Plus is super strong. Miracle is, she charges it relatively fast because she has high speed, and the Hone can be good, so she's someone that is just really easy to use. But thank you, Elise. Goodbye. Clarine is special. So Clarine is actually one of the first characters I pulled ever, not at 5-star, just like 4-star or something, but I ended up eventually getting her to 5-star. This is not my original Clarine copy though, because I ended up, oh no, it is, because she has a minus. Oh yeah. Maybe this is my original Clarine, but like, you know when you sort by obtained, a lot of times it doesn't, okay, I have the hearts on too, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you sort by obtained, it sorts by the most recent copy, and so if you merge like into a newer copy for the like IVs, then like you like lose it. But Clarine was one of the first 4-stars I got, and I just made her 5-star. And she's similar to Elise, she's very useful. She's a little faster, but a lot weaker, and her martyr thing is not as good. But thank you, Clarine, one of my first heroes. Thank you, goodbye. Oh, Elliowood is special, so yes, look at him. He's beautiful, like +10, +5, max everywhere, max here, max here. He actually has kind of a budget build, honestly. Like Bullfighter is something kind of expensive, but this is his default weapon. This is something I gave him. I feel like this is actually not that good, but I also couldn't decide if I wanted to make him enemy phase or player phase. He is someone that I invested a lot into though, and so I use him in arena modes because the fighter skill is worth a lot, and then he has armor march, so then I bring him with another armor who usually also have high stats. So I usually bring 2 armors. Elliowood's one of them. Yeah, he's just like really cute. So I thought that I would. I had him at Summoner S2, but then I changed it to something else. But thank you, Elliowood. You were so cute. Goodbye. Goodbye. Spent a lot of rails on him. Oh, Tharja. She's also a special one. She's the second 5-star, I think. But back when she just had a Blade Tome, she was still so strong. And this new Refine is insane. She's just broken. Does so much damage. So easy to use. I love her. She's helped me through so much PvE stuff, and she's actually the 3rd character I usually bring on my arena runs. So Elliowood, another armor, Tharja, and then the bonus unit. Just because she's so like, she's just so strong. I was gonna say self-sustaining, but it's not quite true because she is a Blade Tome. So Elliowood used to have rally attack speed or something, but I changed it to something more expensive for the stats. But she's still like very self-sustaining basically. But she's one of my strongest characters and one of my few +10s. So thank you, Tharja. Goodbye. Leaf is great. He's just so easy to use in Tempest Trials. If you notice, he doesn't even have an assist because he just has S-Drink. He just runs around and does that a lot. So I use him in like Tempest Trials all the time. Like he was literally built for Tempest Trials. So I used to always use him until I got to the max, and then I was like, okay, great, bench him. So thank you for your contribution, Leaf. I've almost never used you in like I've never personally controlled you. You're always auto battling in Tempest Trials. I have a few more +10s that we'll get to, but Tharja and Elliowood were 2 of them. Anyways, now we're in like the shit area. I have a bunch of healers here that I did not really use ever. Actually, let me just like take them all off at once. But I had them just because they're, you know, useful for the training tower. Thank you all. And I didn't want to use the same characters over and over again because I got bored. Jafar, I sort of built him actually, but I got bored and I just realized that his attack is so poor given that he has life and death and the perf. Like this is just like, it's not up to today's standards. Like people easily have 40+ defense, and so he just does nothing. He just clanks and then, you know, his turn is over. Bowie's another person I was gonna end up doing. Does he have a perf now? Yeah, he does. With yeah, Raven effect. So he was like, I mean, next on my list, but like had a lot in my, you know, backlog. So just never got to him. Thank you. Goodbye. Jerome, just super awkward. Like I guess he's sort of like Silas, but high defense on flyers is not useful if you're still weak to bows. So see you. Xander, like, you know, minus attack, and his stat line overall is not that strong anyway. Like this is great, like Jafar would do no damage, but this is poor, and this is frankly like, you know, not good enough anymore, and the minus attack is just unfortunate. See you, Xander. Summer Xander, goodbye. Halbindi is actually supposed to be good, like this is supposed to be useful. This is like a useful skill in arena, but I just felt that he's like slow and not that strong. Like 51 is okay, so I never got to using him. Goodbye. Olwen's a really sad one. I always felt like she was just a shittier Reinhardt, and I was thinking about a way to use her. I think she actually has some stuff in here. Yeah, I was gonna give her Iceberg with Warding Blow. I don't actually know if that works, but I never got there. She's too difficult to train up, like SP grind, so goodbye, Olwen. Shigure, this is the shitty version of him, like the non-dancing version. Defense is useless on flyers. This is a really awkward skill because I'd rather just use QR. So yeah, overall, really strange. Goodbye. Hanoka, they try to do some stuff with her, but her refine is something like movement related, and so it wasn't that useful, and so I decided not to give it to her. Thank you, goodbye. She was one of the weaker Lance Flyers anyway, and there are already so many to choose from. This Xander, Spring Xander, just had like garbage attack, so see you, not useful. Sully, I think the new refine she has is like a double. She has it's like the same with Kane and one of the sword like knights, but yeah, I just feel like it's too niche. It's very similar to the flyer effect that some of the sisters have, but they're cuter, which is why they're there. This is Finn, he's cute. I gave him Deathblow 2 and Swordbreaker 2 because I'm cheap with the Brave Lance, but like he does some amount of damage. I don't know. Never really used him, but I gave him some skills. Used him very briefly, I guess. Clive, I just literally never got to. Yeah, he literally got nothing going on for him. I'm so sorry. He was one of the first like free units or whatever, so it was like fine. Charlotte is really awkward. Really poor defensive stats across the board. This is again one of those like effects that you have to like go and then you can experience the benefit, so it's just like not that useful. Leo was actually like kind of a waste in my opinion. I feel like he had a lot of potential as an enemy phase unit, but his refine took this effect and did something totally different with it, and so I was like, what? So I never really got to using him. Goodbye Leo, thank you. Luke, yeah, he got this recently, but he still sucks, and like this one's plus speed. Like I don't want speed on you. See ya. There's just too many like red physical damage dealers that like he can't stand out. Similar with Saber, his personal refine was a little interesting, like the conditional DZ, but I just never got around to it. It's too much investment for yet another sword character. Tobin is another awkward one. Like his speed is pretty bad, frankly. These defenses are nothing to be excited about, and his attack is fine. So he was also someone that I never got to. Bye. Now we're at the 5. Spring Bruno is super awkward because he's just like so slow and weak, and the defense is good, but why is that useful on a healer? Yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand. Goodbye. Thank you. Loki, I actually gave her some stuff just because archers always got that, really small niche of, other flyers. And goad flyers is fine. This thing is vaguely useful, I don't know. But I just feel like this weapon is really weak. Like +2 is really, like, frankly not all that strong. Especially after they released, like, the Fury weapons. Those are, like, I mean, just, like, so easy. Slap it on anybody. But this is just, like, especially to useless stats like defense and resistance, it's just like overall too weak, so I never got around to using her much. Goodbye. Same with Noir. Hers is the same. The effect activation is a little bit easier. It makes her more player phase, but she's not even a flyer, so she can't even enjoy flyer buffs, so she's also gonna go. Thank you. Goodbye. George, he had higher attack, so I just gave him this, and I was like, if he can one-shot stuff, that's a flyer, I guess. But didn't use him much either. Goodbye. Oh, Rajada's super interesting. I feel like she was built to be a Reinhardt counter with like distant defense and stuff, and like this Gronwolf tome, but then look at her resistance. I'm like, you can't take a +10 Reinhardt with Quick Impulse and Moonbow? What's the point? So, useless. Goodbye. I will cover these two together because they're unfortunately like the same character basically, but both of them are minus attack. That's so annoying. They both have the weapon that is super effective against dragons, and you can actually refine the Naga into the Define Naga, but yeah, they're just not strong enough to one-hit KO anything, and they're too slow. So, I mean, at least Daedra has QR, so she can fight like blue mages on the enemy phase, but that's really it. Like, so I didn't bother with them. This is Jafar. This was kind of an interesting effect actually. He was really easy to use in Tempest Trials, which is where I got him. just because he always healed himself. And yeah,
I'm here because I have to be.
his defenses are nice and mixed. The speed is not bad, just the attack is a little low, and the fact that he didn't come with a fighter skill or something more expensive for a armor, I just didn't feel like building him up too much. I just left him at this niche or weak. But yeah, none of these characters are necessarily like awful. It's just that I didn't really feel like investing into them. A lot of the more recent characters I pulled just because I didn't have the need. When I get to my stronger characters, you'll see why. But Minerva is, like this is her speed with Life and Death 3. Like, this is really not going to cut it. The attack looks good, but that's because she's got this. And this is just, big 16 might weapon. So yeah, I never got to using her either. Thank you, goodbye. Anna. Oh, actually, can you send Anna home? I'm curious. Oh, you can't. Okay, well, she's going to stay then. I guess I will keep the Asker trio. But, Anna also always had a really awkward stat line with low defense and high resistance. She's kind of meant to be a dragon killer, but like Noe has so many like ways to do damage like through her special that Anna will still die to her. She doesn't even have anything like dragon effective. Like her refine is something with like movement. So yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Sorry, Anna. This is Lynn. She is minus attack, which is really unfortunate. This is a good skill, but honestly, 39 attack is just like too low. Like I just cannot get behind this, especially since this doesn't boost it at all. So you're gonna have to go, Lynn. Goodbye. Yeah, this guy is another one that's like a little bit awkward. This is clearly enemy phase. This is clearly enemy phase, but his defense is 21, so he's really only useful to fight blue mages. Like, I don't know. It was just too niche with too low of an attack. Didn't really feel like building him. Goodbye, Canis. See you. This is Spring Camilla. I think Spring? I don't know. One of the many Camilla alts, anyway. 44 is just really low, unfortunately. And this is, wow, that's actually, so lame. Like this effect is almost nothing. And this is one of the worst spawn skills because why would I want speed on enemy phase? Again, I'd rather just use QR. So this is not doing her any good. So she's just kind of tanky but does no damage. See you, Camilla. Goodbye. This is the free Marth they gave. I actually got 4 of them. Marth, quote unquote. Hello, Lucina. But she had no skill, so I just gave her all this garbage and it stuck. Her stats are fine. This is fine. This is good. This is, usable. But why would I use her if I have so many other, sword people? Goodbye. Lucina, Marth, whatever. Crom, he's mostly my favorite just because he has ether for fodder. But yeah, he also is just like one of the weaker sword lords. Like I don't see why you would use Crom. He's good looking, I guess. I have Joshua here. Initially, I liked him a lot when he first came out because this was kind of good and new. But he also has like high resistance, which is a little strange for him. I don't really know what that's for, so I didn't end up. I used to use him more actually, but I eventually demoted him and I stopped. So thank you, Joshua. Goodbye. Alphonse, I can't send home, but at least he's got TA now, so he's vaguely useful. And I even have like he has Axe Breaker and Green Tone Breaker. So yeah. Oh, actually, you can also see that I haven't finished. Yeah, he has other stuff that I have given him that he hasn't had the SP for. Ethlyn is super cute. Oh, we're in niche now. She's just, again, one of those cavalry healers that's really easy to use, but physic is not the strongest, and her attack is a little weak, so I didn't use her that much. I like her niche of having like decent defense though, and like I complain about speed on the bond skills, but as a healer you kind of want this, because this doesn't heal you, and so this is like okay, and her speed is like fine too. So I actually feel like she's alright. It's just that, honestly, 26 being good for a healer is kind of sad. Like, in the grand scheme of things, that's, like, terrible. So, goodbye, Ethlyn. Thank you. You're pretty. This is Miss, the classic, Pity Breaker. actually am not super mad about her because this is alright, I suppose, and I just stack these spurs, if you can see, so she's vaguely useful in Tempest Trials, honestly, so that's why she's niche. Yes, thank you, Mist. Goodbye. This is Lucius. He has one of the lowest defenses in the entire game, I think, at base. With a flaw, it's definitely the lowest. He had one of the higher attacks as a healer, starting from, you know, Gen, I don't know, 2 or 3, I don't know the numbers actually. But Pain was good, and I have double Savage Blow on him, so he can do some damage with a good speed too, so he occasionally doubles. Dazzling was really like a godsend for healers, because he can attack into armors now, and he'll probably double them and do some amount of damage, and then, you know, all this Pain, you know, Savage Blow stacking is not bad, so makes for some fun shenanigans. This is Jenny. She's one of my favorite healers. She was the one who came with Wrathful Staff in the very beginning, so I was so excited to see her, or to get her, because she has, you know, pretty good attack for a healer, and this is such a useful, like, you know, ability with Dazzling. You just gravity, drawback, or dance, or whatever, and it just, you know, free damage for days. So Jenny's actually great. I used her a lot when she first came out, but you'll see I have stronger healers. This is one of the 15 other Camilla ults I have. Ouch Pouch is actually great. You know, she just, like, you know, throws a Moonbow at someone on the first turn and does some amount of damage. She has Home Flyers, which is useful. So she's really a one-hit wonder. So that's good enough, honestly, in a lot of situations. So that's why she's niche. Air, I guess you probably also can't send air. You can send air home. Well, I won't actually, because then how the hell will I follow Phoenix Master 1's tutorials? That's why I've left her at neutral, actually. I would never invest into the default people because I don't want them. Or, like, I guess he never uses Anna or Alphonse in his guides, but he uses air. So, yeah, I'll keep her. She has, you know, good resistance, so, you know, these things are useful. She can fight dragons with this a little bit. And I guess Razzle Dazzle healers. Yeah, her resistance is a little low for ploys. I think my other ploy users all have 35 plus resistance, but for a free character, she's great, you know, not complaining. This is Christmas Cecilia. Really, really strong mixed defenses, and this doesn't matter because I gave her Wary Fighter, but basically they hit her, they do, you know, very little damage. She hits back, does very little damage, but like the effect goes off, I guess, and eventually she gets to Iceberg and does some damage. So she's useful just for tank and stuff. Thank you, Cecilia. Goodbye. Kaze, he's actually one of my favorites from Fates. He's just super cute. I just thought that with high resistance, high speed, he was meant to be a mage killer because they're the only ones with low enough defense to take damage from him. So he's got a Tonebreaker. I use him to fight Nino almost exclusively. Yeah, so thank you, Kaze. Goodbye. You were a great Nino killer. This is the New Year Takumi from a couple years ago. He's also same thing, you know, high resistance, high attack, so I just gave him a Tonebreaker, especially since he's slower. And he's my Tharja killer, so thank you, Takumi. You were great. Bye. This is Kagero. She's actually one of my favorites because Poison Dagger was really good, and they gave her this thing. Like, what? Like, she lost her effect. I know Poison Dagger plus has only 5 might, but honestly, it was great that she had a niche because it was one of the, like, infantry are just so common, and it was great that she had good enough attack and I just throw this on her that she can do stuff. Occasionally against mages, she can't finish them off. If she's fast enough to not get doubled, she can kill them on the enemy phase with Vantage. So she was really great, but I really don't like what they did with her perf. I liked her Poison Dagger a lot more. And this one was actually plus attack, so goodbye, Kagera, thank you. Felicia's actually one of my favorite characters. She's so cute. I love when she got her Refine because it's just so useful. It made her, you know, kind of poor attack stat vaguely useful against armors. But nowadays, there's a lot of armors with even great resistance and mixed bulk in general, so she's sort of been power crept again. But I had a lot of fun when this first came out. So you can see she has like a pretty nice full build here. Thank you, Felicia. Goodbye. Oof. Oh, she was so cute. Legal, actually he doesn't deserve to be here. He's really awkward. I actually totally misread this as a blade version in dagger form, but it's not. It's the bonuses on the foe, not on you. So if they're buffed, you do more damage, but they're buffed, so like it's not that useful. And this is a default. It's actually not that useful. I left it. But yeah, I actually didn't use him much. I don't know what his niche was supposed to be. Whoops. Thank you. Goodbye, Legault. This is one of the Fury weapons, just super useful. Brazens are great too, and this one is not bad. With Desperation. And then I gave him this too, I guess, so he just has insane defense. Oh no, actually I left this seal on him because he was in Tempest Trials, and just like this combination was like insane. So yeah, Rolf was useful. Cavalry archers are always great because, again, like I said before, archers have a niche, and then cavalry are just, really maneuverable, easy to use.
I know it's just for the festival,
But Louise is a little awkward. Her attack is a little low, first of all, and this is Swift Sparrow, which is good, but then this is like hard to use on the player phase, especially if you have the mobility of a cavalry. But whole cavalry is great, so she's still like vaguely useful. It's just that this, I wish, was Swift Sparrow, but I felt like it was a shame to throw such a good skill away. I don't know. Whatever. Now she's going home, so goodbye. Takumi! Oh wow, he's actually, again, one of my first 5 stars. And back in the day, this was just like, wow, like this combo especially, like wow. I remember when like Arena was like first becoming a thing and like the meta was first getting established, that like you would see Takumi in Arena be like, oh shit, like how do I kill him? Like he has close counter and advantage. Like he used to be so good. But he totally fell way off everybody's radar, and his refine was not up to par. So then he just hasn't been useful since. Sorry, Takumi. Goodbye. Next is this Korin. Actually, he's specifically my Lin killer, my brave Lin killer. He has great defense, and just with this, he just almost good enough to kill her usually. I don't know. This is a useless effect again. But yeah, he was just used to kill Brave Lin in Arena Assault, honestly. That was his niche. Thank you, Korin. This is Sanaki in a bride outfit, which is really strange given that she's, what, 14 in canon? I don't know the exact age, but really awkward. She has great attack, even with a flaw in it, but these two sort of make up for it because she can get a lot more attack out of it on the enemy phase. This is that this wasn't the most useful, given that her defense is 19 even with an asset, so I didn't use her that much. Bye. This is Leo, sandwich version. This is actually a super fun weapon. With this, and if he has the mirror stance seal, which is new, he can be pretty good because it's clearly got an enemy phase thing, and he's got great defensive bulk actually. He actually has both Iceberg and Bonfire because I had different builds for him. Like, do you see I gave him both of the refines, the plus defense and the plus res. And so he can, be used for either, but you do sort of have to pick one. Like, you can only, equip one weapon and one of the special. So I do it depending on what I need him for. So he's great in the enemy phase. Useful niche. Thank you, Leo. Goodbye. This is Laura Shell with the Fury weapon, so really great, but this one's minus speed, and this asset is not super useful. But this is good, this is good. This I never really bothered with, like, yeah, I don't know, like, what are these new skills? Just give me something straightforward, please. But 51 attack with, I think, 40? Is this a super flaw? 39 speed is good with both this and this. So, yeah, she was useful. Mage, cavalry are always just great with their range. Oh, I remember Halloween Henry. He was one of the first characters I got with Armor March, so that was really exciting. But he actually is definitely no longer niche. I don't use him. This is, it's like no longer meta, and this is honestly not that useful. But he was good when I first got him, so I haven't used him in a long time. But thank you, Henry. Goodbye. This Hinoka, wow, she just got like attack speed, everything, and this was always really funny to me. Like, why are buckets good against dragons? That makes no sense at all. But this is a little hard to pull off, but if someone else just repositions her forward, then she can, you know, take advantage of this, and with the effectiveness, it's good against dragons, so she has a niche there. But again, being a dagger is really awkward because, again, she's hitting into their defense, which is usually higher. And a colored dagger, again, just like colored bows, super awkward. But she also has the same two things, so she's basically the same thing except against flyers instead of dragons. So, thank you, Fjorm. Goodbye. Sue, she is another awkward, you know, like low attack, colored archer. This is useful though, and if you put it with this, she's got a lot of utility. And this is, you know, relatively fast to charge, given that she has 44 speed, which is not bad. 48 on initiation, so definitely can double a good host of characters. So she can do some damage with the moonbow, but otherwise, super niche, can only fight like blue and green flyers, basically. Thank you, Sue. This is Kaden. This one is something that I'd never really bothered reading. Is good attack and I mean everything sort of, if it wasn't minus speed. But yeah, actually I didn't really use him that much. I don't know why he's a niche. I don't know what his niche is. Like I said before, beasts are not my favorite to use. They're just like too complicated. This is Marth. He's kind of pretty. He was always more of a support character, especially with his weapon, but I feel like he's just a slightly worse version of Erica and Ephraim, because he doesn't have the same utility as them. So yeah, he never really got used that much, but I think there are very few good green cavalry. So a lot of times on cavalry only teams I need a green, he's the one to go to, which is why he's got that niche. You know, he actually did have his little spot on cavalry teams. Speaking of green cavalry, here's another one. He would be better if he weren't minus defense, but plus attack is good. And this is like a decent combo with Noontime because this is a free, you know, healing basically. I don't know why he has Lancebreaker. I guess lances are generally pretty fast, and 36 isn't fast to double them. So then, but then I don't know why I gave him plus speed. Does he have plus defense? Nope, just plus speed. Yeah, it is what it is. But again, he was just one of those green cavaliers I would use on a cavalry only team, just because there's so few other green cavaliers. This is Ilger? Yilger? I have no idea how to say that.
You gave me a chill, but in this weather, that's not so bad.
Yeah, wow, she sounds really, you know, young. She has decent stats all around the board. This is like, you know, vaguely useful. This is good if she were a little faster. Yeah, she's like decent. I think I just gave her this to give her a niche. Honestly, I have enough characters that everybody could have a breaker. So yeah, that one's easy. Thank you, Yogurt. Goodbye. This is Corin with the Blade Tome, and as a flyer, it was really easy to just do Hone Flyers with her. But I never fixed this to be Swift Sparrow or anything. I don't know why. I guess her resistance is a little low for mage, excuse me. But this gave her a niche too, so it was just like on a flyer team with the Hone Flyers, and she has Swordbreaker because she's not fast enough to double like some of the insane, like Ira, whatever. She's just not fast enough. This is female Morgan. She's actually great. I don't know if you see all these, you know, resistance things, but she is like, I know she's plus defense, but on the enemy phase, she is great. I didn't give her QR because I feel like she doesn't do that much damage with that attack, but guard makes it so that mages really cannot break through her, and so she'll just slowly chip them down until she blows them up with an iceberg. So that was her niche, was tanking mages on my flyer teams. Thank you, Morgan. Goodbye. This is Soren, awkward Soren with flowers. He actually wasn't that useful, I'm not gonna lie. Plus defense is really awkward given this stat line, and sort of similar to the Titania I was showing earlier. But his skills are all like good, like this is good. So I just didn't really bother, you know, changing too much. But I didn't use him that much actually. But thank you, Soren. Goodbye. This is male Robin, again, just really easy because he's got the Raven Tome, Triangle Adapt, and you know, QR, so it's super straightforward. He just tanks bows and archers, but that's a great niche, and so honestly, I used him a lot. This is Brunya, one of the newer characters. I don't actually know why I gave her this, because she's actually pretty freaking slow for a mage. Even if you do all this pizzazz, she only gets +4 to her speed, so 34, or 35, so 41 on initiation, and is nowhere near fast enough to double that many people. But it looks good, it just, on paper, just look at this build, it's pretty perfect actually. Just not that good because of this. So thank you, goodbye Brenya. I have Ishtar with the minus attack, which is super awkward. But she's got plus speed from here, so she's hitting 46. That's like decently fast. But because of the minus attack, I never gave her Desperation 3. I'm pretty sure she's just sitting on 2. Yeah, she only got 2. Auto attack wave made her more self-sustaining, but there are way more blue mages to use, so she was just niche. Thank you. Goodbye, Ishtar. Petra, she's from the new game, Three Houses. She's great. But I always thought that the minus attack sucked and the color dagger thing sucked. Whoops, whoa. Let me resync that. Syncing in 3, 2, 1, cut. Oh yeah, but I always thought the color dagger was really awkward. And this is, oh, I guess she has beast effectiveness. I did not even know that. I guess that was her niche then. But I so rarely saw beast that I didn't even know. Whoops, thanks Petra. Bye. Next is this Armor Niles, who's super slow and a colored bow, but I guess his niche was red flyers. What's this do? Guard. Okay, not that useful. I guess Prospero was good. Yeah, I don't really know. I didn't really use him actually. What was his niche? No idea. Mordecai. Oh, he's actually super fun because what you do is instead of reposition is you use smite on him, and then you just smite, one of your allies into a crowd of freaking enemies. Preferably someone who has those effects. They're like, oh, if there are more foes than allies, and they get whatever. But you just throw them in there, and then they debuff everybody. But your ally also gets stronger, so that's really great. But for him personally, he has got a good niche because look at this defense, look at this attack. He can just take hits on enemy phase if really necessary. I mean, it doesn't matter that his speed is low because, I mean, like, how much damage will he really be taking, Like, as long as there's no color advantage against him. So, thank you, Mordecai. Goodbye. Oh, we are gonna go through a lot of Lance Flyers, so I will try to go through them quickly. Sumia is really, really similar to Sigrun. They both have the Reprisal Lance. And this Sumia, I just optimized her for speed. Sigrun, I optimized her for physical defense. But they both have, like, really classic enemy phase ace skills with these, like, what is it called? Oh, Link B skills. So they both have, something to do there. They're clearly enemy phase, but that's really all they got going for them. So, they're actually very similar and they don't really stand out that much. But as enemy phase, blue flyers, they were there. Tenneth, yeah, she's, got really great skills. These are both very useful, and this is all, again, like I said, chills are just so universally applicable. But the minus speed sort of hurts, and the fact that she is another Lance Flyer doesn't help her case, so thank you, Tenneth. Goodbye. Marissa, she's actually one of the weaker Lance Flyers, because this, again, effect is awful. It's just so weak. I actually don't know why I gave her this. Oh, for this, so that she could be defensive, because 20 defense is leaving a little to be desired. So, and her attack is not that good either. Yeah, I don't know. Another Lance Flyer, goodbye. Katria is one that I thought would be good. Like, I gave her this new one because it looked exciting and fun. And flyers are a little easier to use than the horses, like the Sully, Kane, whatever trio. But I never gave her the lance, or not the lance, oh my god, the flyer thing here to move. I don't know why she has this, actually. It's clearly not player phase. But I actually didn't end up using her much. It's because I never finished my Est, I guess. They would have been great together. But thank you, Katria, goodbye. Silas, like I said before, is great as a physical wall on enemy phase, and this. Okay, he's still talking. This effectiveness is just really great in arena. Actually, what am I saying? I didn't use him in arena. In arena assault because of armors. But yeah, he's sitting on QR2 because I was too cheap. Thank you, Silas. He was actually my husband in Fates. Next is Oscar. He used to have a gem weapon, Sapphire Lance. So that was, yeah, that gave him some niche against Reds. And then he had this, so he could cover, you know, a couple different types. But then they gave him this perf, and then the refine wasn't that good, so I just never bothered using him again after that. Yeah, sorry, Oscar. Unfortunate. Goodbye. This is Quan. He also has like a little bit of a strange effect. I don't know. I guess this is fine. It's just kind of weird to like think ahead of time, like, oh, are there flyers on this map? But he has good defense, and you know, another enemy phase guy. Similar to Silas, but I think honestly the perf is not even as good as just like an armor slaying weapon. But yeah, he was just another niche physical wall. This is another Lance Cavalier. She just has great chills, so she was just like a support with decent enough speed and attack, and you know, good defense too. So she was just there to support and do a little damage against maybe Reds that were, you know, physical. Thank you. Goodbye. Fjorm, I'm pretty sure you can't send her home. You can. Well, okay. Well, I'm gonna keep her too, just because of Phoenix Master 1. Praise him. But she has a pretty standard set. This is her Ice Mirror set, but she also has an Iceberg set with other stuff like you know, Lance Breaker into the Shield Pulse if I take off the Ice Mirror. But this is, you know, a generally useful set, so, or a niche set, right? Because she can tank stuff. This is Sharena. She's actually one of the best, I think, of the Asker trio, and the better of a lot of the free-to-play units. Her stat line is fine. This is pretty good, actually. I know I was complaining about speed on bond skills, but, you know, it's not the worst thing they got as Refine, and this is definitely worse. So yeah, she's just very solid, standard. She's got Lancebreaker too to deal with more than just Reds. But on enemy phase, you just stick her next to somebody, and you know, she takes very little damage and does good damage with Moonbow. This is Titania, very similar to the Sorin, but yeah, it's just like, you know, decent res. She can tank stuff, but other than that, actually she would have been good with a bond skill. I don't know why I didn't give her a bond skill. She doesn't even have desperation. What's the point of fury? She must. Oh no, she doesn't even come with it. She comes with Triangle Adept. I don't know. But her niche was probably when I used Triangle Adept on her. I don't know. Anyways, see you. This is Erica. She was actually kind of underwhelming. This is a great skill, and this is not bad. +3 is, you know, nowadays they give +4 a lot of the time. There's even, you know, Swift Sparrow and weapons. But she was like alright. This is just leaving a little to be desired. And this is also a little awkward. Like 25 isn't really that strong, you know? Mages usually have better. I guess her stats are low because she's cavalry. But yeah, she was just niche. Thank you, Erica. Goodbye. Yuan is supposed to have good stats because he's one of those, what is it called? Like trainees or something that like they have great stat growths in like the real games. Clearly I don't know what I'm talking about, but I just left a lot of the default stuff on him because I know this is probably not his best weapon. You know, if you give him a Blade Tome, I'm sure he does plenty of damage with this attack and this speed. But 33 at base just doesn't look that impressive, and he came with this, so I just gave him the plus res and this, I guess. He came with it. So he's now enemy phase, which is really sad. I'm sure he can do a lot more. I don't know why I have this on him, though. Yeah, that's strange. But he's enemy phase.
My sister and I.
Thank you. Goodbye. This is the free air. What does this do again? Oh, it's one of the okay, yeah, just a debuff. But this is good, and then I gave her this just to give her a niche basically. It's not even the 3. Yeah, it's not even a 3, whatever. But yeah, good resistance, good speed. Just leaves some attack that's a little weak. But thank you, Eric. Goodbye. She looks so depressed in that corner. I'm sending her home. Sorry. This is the Cavalry Elise. This is actually such a standard set, and this is really not a bad weapon at all. Just like free damage because she's fast. You know, even a +1 there. But 44 is no longer what it used to be, and her attack, or her typing, the colored dagger, is a little awkward again. This is actually the perfect, you know, set for her. But actually no, plus attack or speed would be better. But it's just that she definitely does fight mages more because those are the only ones with low enough defense, and her defense is useless anyway. But even looking at this, it's like plus here and minus here, and the difference is still only 10. Like, I wish her stats were distributed like a little bit better in terms of min-max. Anyways, goodbye, Elise. This is Fiora. Oh yeah, penalty. So she's supposed to attack, and then the attack smoke is supposed to go off. And then this is maybe the first target that she chooses to fight. Maybe she can also swap and activate the link. But yeah, I feel like her defenses were pretty mixed. This is not bad. This is not bad either. Just as a flyer, it's a little awkward to use her because defense is not always useful. And then she's again another red sword. So there's just so many of those. Xander is one of the first of the Grand Hero Battle or whatever units they gave, and DC is just really great given his defense. It was really useful. I don't know why he has Vantage. I never gave him QR, I guess. But oh yeah, I did a lot with him, looks like. Didn't really know what I was doing in the beginning. He's one of my earlier units. But yeah, solid attack, solid defense. Great useful skill here. I wish I just had given him, you know, QR, but he was useful in the beginning. I remember using him. Thank you, Xander. Goodbye. This is Arden. I remember being really excited when he came out, and I got him because of this. I was like, wow, free quads with 11 speed. Like, look at that. Like, but then this actually leaves some to be desired because 50 on initiation, and look at that, another red sword. So yeah, sometimes he goes like 0, 0, 0, and then Ignis goes off, and it's like, wow, damn. But it wasn't as exciting as I thought. So yeah, I won't call you slow, Arden, but I will have to say goodbye. The Ike that they gave, oh no, not they gave. This is not the free Ike. Sorry, my bad. The free Ike is better actually, because this one is just defense and attack with DC. This makes him vaguely useful, but Swordbreaker is so common actually on a lot of these middling speed, or actually low speed, frankly, for a sword user. There's a lot of Myrmidons that are faster. And this is good, it's just that his attack actually is not as good as it used to be. I don't have plus HP on him, whoops. But, oh, that's really awkward. Let me sync again. Actually, let me take a break. Okay, I'm gonna sync again in 3, 2, 1, cut.
As a commander, I'm green as they come, but I do my best. Those I fight with, they're family.
Okay, I'm gonna sync again in 3, 2, 1, cut. Okay, yeah. So his attack just leaves a little to be desired, given that this is not what it used to be, and so he doesn't always activate the heavy blade anymore. Thank you, Mike. Goodbye. Oh, Marissa's one of the characters I actually like to use a lot. I know her attack isn't that good, because I know she's got life and death on, and this is alright, I suppose. But I don't know, I just felt that like she was really fun to use, and you know, this was like what I liked is that she has enough HP, like this is a healthy pool, that even with life and death on, she can take one hit, and like no one has like 79, you know, base. Even dragons usually, if it's not a color disadvantage, she can take one hit and then she'll be in desperation, and then she can, you know, ward out with the moon bow. You know, like I thought that she was fun, but she just got outclassed by other sword units, so unfortunately she's gotta go. Gray's literally got nothing on because I just used him for that. Yep, that's his niche. Thanks, Gray. Goodbye. Okay, we're at the yellows now, so this is getting to the stronger characters. This is Camilla alt number 374. Her stats don't look that good, but look at this thing. Like, that's good. Like, gravity with dazzling with, you know, a weak version of Swift Sparrow. And then look at this. Like, this is also insane. Like, +7. Like, look, with this and this, it's +10 to both of her offensive stats. So what is a very unimpressive 47-37 becomes a very impressive 57-47 on initiation, and as long as she has greater than 25% HP. So like, wow, that's lots of damage. Yeah, so she's just great. Use her a lot, and since she's a flyer and I don't use her exclusively on flyer teams, she's got these tactics on. Thank you, Camilla. Goodbye. One of my strongest healers. Now my strongest healer actually, Maribel. She's actually great. I know this is a really weird effect, but just the raw might of Trilemma 12 is really good compared to, like, she also has Absorb, which is 7, but she is one of the ones that Absorb is honestly kind of good on. You can't put DC on her because her defense is too low, but Absorb is honestly, like, she heals a lot of damage back. So she just does tons of damage, you know, heals tons because it's the strongest healing thing, and yeah, she's great. Maribel is one of my favorite characters to use. Thank you, Maribel. Goodbye. She basically replaced my Jenny after I got her, especially since she had 55 attack compared to Jenny's 48, I think. Yeah, I can't believe I remember that. Wow, it's kind of unreal that I said goodbye to so many of those characters. Okay. But moving on, I have a plus attack Soth. Yeah, Life and Death is great, but these are, you know, leaving a little to be desired, because this is like getting into dangerous territory. Like 59 attack, like there are definitely armors that have that, and so he's gonna get one shot and not even have a chance to go into Desperation. But I think that's also why I didn't even get Desperation 3, because I was like, if he survives, he's probably very alive. Desperation 2 will probably activate, you know? So, oops. Thank you, Soth. Goodbye. Next I have Innes. He's actually really useful just because he's really strong and pretty fast. A good mage killer with that resistance. Look at him. On enemy phase, he could do it. Or he could just kill flyers because of his great attack. But I also have this on him. I think he comes with it naturally, but I just left it in case of Raven Tome users. But actually, that's not the niche I use him for. You know, he's got good offensive stats, so I just use him as a mage killer. Thank you, Innes. Goodbye. This is female Robin. She's got a lot going for her because she's flying but doesn't have that weakness. But her stats leave a little to be desired. Like, this being the higher of her defensive stats is kind of like eh. And this is awkward enough that I had to put QR on her. This is good, and Expiration is good too, just because DC is always useful. With the dragons, like, oh shoot, what is it called? Adaptive damage. Yeah, that's always great too. So she could kill mages, but this is a little low. And this is also, you know, a little inconsistent that, like, she might get doubled and, you know, take a decent amount of damage. So I feel like she was strong when she initially came out, but then it got power crapped. So actually, she's not that strong anymore. I don't use her that much. Doom is great. Like, wow, look at this attack. He's not even, you know, plus, and he hits twice because of fighter, and he's got the defensive solo skill instead of the offensive one, but he's still super strong because this automatically damages everybody, and then he just has this free effect basically, where he attacks twice and they don't attack at all. Yeah, like, it's just so strong. I don't know why he's not meta actually. Yeah, actually, I guess I didn't finish building him. If I'd finished building him, this got replaced, then maybe I would have moved him to meta. But yeah, he's really strong. This is Spring Camilla. Again, just the Raven Tome user. That's super, super useful because she is actually better than Male Robin because she's a flyer. So I can put Hone on her. I can put, what's it called? I can put Fortify on her. And with Iot's shield, she can handle archers just fine. So yeah, she's actually great. Again, I love that her stats are balanced like this because this is definitely more useful than this because I'm not going for killing blues, I'm going for killing colorless. So thank you, Spring Camilla. Goodbye. This is Nino. She's actually got the same weapon as the Elise I sent home earlier, but I think she's a little stronger and a little faster. I remember Elise having 45 and oh my god, okay, I don't remember. I did send her home already, I don't know. But yeah, her stats are just a little stronger, and then this is, I think, like Elise had 1525 here. Yeah, I remember commenting about it being only 10 apart. I guess this is even less than 10 apart, but her asset and flaw is, you know, over here, so I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Nino. Goodbye. Oh, this girl is interesting. Levitain. She's got mirror impact, but I realized that Tabarn with the sturdy impact is stronger because his personal weapon means that he hits twice. This just prevents them from following up, so it's kind of like, wait, they're still alive, she's still alive. I realized it wasn't that good, even though it looks really strong. So that her weapon isn't as good. So yeah, unfortunately, she's actually not all that good. But she had strong stats, and I thought she had good skills, so thank you, Levitain. This is Soren. He's actually one of the weaker green mages out there. He's actually got green toe breaker, but he's still not strong enough to kill a lot of them. His resistance leaves a little to be desired. His speed is alright, but it's not good enough, so he has this on. Yeah, he's actually really weak. This is useful, I guess, but I don't think his refine was that good, so I never gave it to him. He's actually not strong. I don't know why he's up here. Thank you, Soren, though. Goodbye. This is another one of the trainee whatever kids, just like Iwan, but he also came with a Serpentome, so you know, like enemy phase it is. I actually gave him all this faint stuff because this is, I mean, this is actually not good though, because he's supposed to be the res tank, so yeah, I don't really know what this is for either. But he just has good stats. I guess he's more niche than strong, but I haven't updated it, you know, a lot of these in a while. Thank you, Luke. Goodbye. Oh, Lynn. This Lynn is like, even though she's plus attack, it leaves a lot to be desired. That this thing was enemy phase only. I feel like she had so much potential. Like this one looks really good. This is useful given her stat line, but then this was just like, oh wait, she's only enemy phase. Okay, I guess so. So that was always really sad, actually. She had a lot of potential. She could have been a lot stronger. I don't know why I put her in strong, because she could have been actually good. This is Ranulf. He's, I think, one of the weaker beasts, but he definitely has good support potential if you would bother reading that, which I don't really care anymore. This is good, I guess, too. But good speed, good defense. This is fine, you know, so he was strong, I suppose. Thank you, Tabarn. Goodbye. Oh, not Tabarn, Ranulf. Oh my god. We'll get to Tabarn later. He's definitely in meta. This is one of the Hectors. Yeah, he just has the weakest fighter skill, so I didn't bother too much. Yeah, actually, I don't really use him that much at all. But he's good. Just didn't really need to. Thank you, Hector. Goodbye. This is Katria. She's great just because as a cavalry unit, she can get a hone, and then this is, you know, useful. This is useful. 35 isn't quite fast enough though, so darting blow is necessary, and this is such a useless asset, but she's still good. Just not the strongest blue mage cavalier. We'll get to the meme lord himself in a bit. Micaiah was always great because look at this dual effectiveness. When she came out, everyone screamed about how broken she was, but mine is plus defense, which is useless, and her speed is not that good, but she can actually do this fun thing with sacrifice where she can get into range for both brash assault and desperation. This is weird on her given her speed, but the idea is that you sacrifice to somebody so that she's at 1 HP and you can heal them simultaneously, and you'll activate brash assault against any other like mage or anybody who can DC or whatever, and then she'll hit twice. Armors that can DC, actually, I'm pretty sure they trigger this, so then she can actually, you know, dual effective, you know, 2 hits with death blow, they're gone. So that's actually the strat with her. This is requires a little setup because she needs to sacrifice. This is Lucina with like the weird swap dance thing. I don't really know what's going on there. But this helps her activate it. And this is just good. It's just that she's minus speed, which is a little unfortunate. And then this is just, yeah, just like a spectrum initiation thing with, you know, some restrictions, but didn't bother reading it clearly. Goodbye, Lucina. Thank you. Oh, this is another character that I thought would be much better. I have her all built up and like, look at this, like, look at this, look at this. This makes her personal weapon really easy to use. But I realized that she's lacking DC. Yeah, that's really awkward. She doesn't have distant counter, so plus res is actually useless, basically, unless she's fighting other dragons, I guess. But she already has dragon effectiveness. And then she gives it to everybody else too, so I don't really know why this is there. But she would be really good if she had distant counter. Thank you, Naga. Oh, Naga, she was the one that was annoying to look up. Not Nagi, Naga, because that is Julia's tome, Naga. Anyway, this is Nysela. He's, I think, like one of the weaker beasts. He's not support like Ranulf is. He's supposed to be like an offensive unit, but I think that this is a little awkward because he's trying to fight, you know, people a lot of the time, and this doesn't really help. I guess Desperation would have been useful, but I didn't really bother fixing him that much. I just left him with whatever. So yeah, I didn't actually use him that much. Again, there's another beast. Thank you, Nisela. Goodbye. This is Cordelia. She's one of the first Lance Flyers I got. So I remember, actually I'll just show them now. This is one of my favorite teams to run is her, Shershi, and Alencia. Where is Alencia? Right here. The three of those flyers with a dancer, because then I have, you know, red, green, and blue all covered. If the dancer's, you know, like one of the, like maybe, where is Flying Ninian? Yes, her. Then I get some magical damage too. And she can have, you know, like flyer buffs on. So that was always one of my favorite teams to run from the very beginning. I remember Fadufo telling me about reposition on flyers and how you can do shenanigans with that, you know, very early on. And Cordelia was one of the first I pulled that off with. They gave her this recently, so that's super great. Just more stats, more speed, you know, fantastic. So she's actually one of my favorite characters. Super easy to use. Thank you, Cordelia. Goodbye. This is Death Knight, one of the most generic, like, lazy arts I've ever seen. Like, he literally doesn't even have a face, like, whatever. He actually also isn't that good. He's basically just a Silas with a special weapon that I didn't bother reading. But, I guess he only gets hit once? Oh, he only gets hit once. And, he's got QR on, and decent-ish defense. Not as high as Silas, but I guess this was supposed to make up for it? I don't know, I actually didn't use him that much. Thanks, Death Knight. See ya. Dimitri. Oh, he's actually really great. This is a little bit awkward to manage, but the idea is that, like, on the first, like, you know, battle of the first, like, skirmish of the battle, they'll both be at 100, so he can, you know, kill them. He'll take some damage, of course, but then if he Savage Blows, then he can pull it off again. I guess, actually, it would have been more self-sustaining for him to run Gale Force, but he can't pull that off in one turn without, like, a seal here. This probably would have made it strong enough to do Heavy Blade on him, so that could have been an option. Oh yeah, I'm actually just thinking about now how good that would be. So, Heavy Blade here, Gale Force here. Yeah, that would actually be really good. But this is super strong. This is the best lull, I think. So yeah, he's actually super strong. Thank you, Dimitri. Goodbye. This is another Lance Cavalier. This is one of the weaker ones, but at least it's the condition is correct. Like, she's, you know, on player phase, she gets all these stats. You know, decent attack, decent speed. This leaves a little to be desired, and I'm a little upset that it's her flaw. But overall, you know, not bad, you know, offensive unit, so useful. Thank you, Cordelia. Goodbye. Oh, this is the Ephraim that like looked really good, but then upon second examination, like he's really good if he's off by himself. But this is I feel like not enough because he doesn't double. I don't know why I have this on him. Really, oh, I guess it's because mine's defense, but really he needs QR. I guess I just remember having higher expectations for him because I thought he was really hard to kill on his map or whatever, but in my own hands, actually, without the inflated stats, he's not that good. This is Berkut. He's really useful because look at these mixed defenses, and then this, you know, it's just like free guard plus 8 res. So he's actually great because he can counter, he can DC if he's got someone next to him. So he's actually really useful because he can function as a wall on both defenses and enemy phase. So he's actually great. Thank you, Berkut. Goodbye. Camus, or I guess this is pronounced Camus, according to the fucking FEH channel. That makes no sense to me. But similar to Xander, but just a better color and stat line, I think. He was great on enemy phase, you know, as a DC QR. Thank you, Camus. Goodbye. This is Effie. She's always one of the characters I liked from the very beginning. I've had her for a while because when I found out that you could do, I think it was before Armor March was a thing. I was like, oh, you can walk 1 square and then pivot. You can move 3 squares. And then like, look, that's so scary. 3 squares for an armor in 1 turn, and then she can, you know, really engage with Death Blow and Brave Lance. Her base attack was one of the highest, and this means that like she won't die. So I was like, wow, like so good. But in practice, she's actually a lot harder to use until they came out with Armor March. Kiel is a really awkward one because these are clearly player phase. Then this is her default weapon. Like what? I refined it because I have tons of the refining stones, and frankly I just want more dew. But this clearly needs to be replaced. Like I don't know why that's even there. Yeah, so that's really awkward. Not a useful weapon. I'm sure she would do better with a slaying or something, but I have so many lances, like why bother? Yeah, he's another one I really didn't touch that much because he just came out of the box with like this, like so strong, and this one I just left it, I guess. So yeah, I really didn't do much with him. This is a little unfortunate, but whatever, he's strong. So yeah, thank you. Goodbye. For a Sith, oh, he's another fun one because this one is just more healing. So he just attacks and heals twice. Basically, he never dies because look at these stats. This is really unfortunate actually because he has trouble firing it off. But when he does, like on his turn combat, he basically just heals all the way back up. And like, you know, when he gets here, then he'll actually do even more damage. But 56 is not bad at all. So for Sith, was actually great. He basically only died to like green dragons or, you know, like, or like green mages, I guess, but I would never put him against that. This is Noe. She was one of the first characters with home flyers I got, I think. So that was sort of her niche. As a mage herself, she's like okay with these 2 bonds on. I guess it's all right. She's still a little slow, but she does decent damage and has okay res. So, but mostly it was for the home flyers. Yeah, that's mostly what she was for. Thank you, Noe. Bye. This is Bride Tharja. She has really strong offensive stats, but look at these really awkward defenses. I hate when characters have mixed bulk that's not actually bulky. Like, wow, she can't be used on either phase, or she can't be used to tank either type of damage. And these are like enemy phase-ish skills, but they both just boost her attack and speed more. Like what she needs is this, like, oh boy. So she has great offensive stats, but the defensive stats are really awkward, and these are a little difficult to pull off, honestly. She can get to ridiculous levels of speed, and it's almost unnecessary, but yeah, that's actually not that useful. Thank you, Tharja. Goodbye. This is Arvis. Oh, I remember him too. He's not that good now, but he initially was really good because with this and this, it was just basically just like unlimited healing in not a healer because healers were not that good. So he had, you know, all the ploys, literally all 4 here, debuffing everything. So that's, you know, insane utility. And he has decent enough attack and resistance that like this can do damage, and the speed is all right. So he just brought so much utility to the table. You didn't have to bring a healer on your team. He debuffed so many things. And he was, you know, decent enough red mage in his own right. So Artis was one of my favorites to use when he first came out. So thank you, goodbye. This is Flora. This one is really funny because basically she's meant to fight DC units and get a 20 point bonus to her pathetic defense, but then 38 is nothing to sneeze at, so then she'd be 38. It's just that she's actually really not fast enough to double them. Oh no, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. Clearly I didn't read this. But I know her niche is supposed to be fighting armors as well as mages on the enemy phase, so these are all really good skills, so she's really great. And this is, you know, super strong at base, so she's definitely a ploy user as well. Thank you, Flora. Goodbye. Idune, she was like, look at these mixed stats. She was so annoying to fight on any enemy or environment map, PvE mode, because like look at her enemy phase, it's just insane. But this is a little unfortunate, and I actually didn't use mine that much. What's this even do? Oh, I guess she just gets more stats. Yeah, I just remember her being really difficult in the PvE modes, but in my hands, you know, she was only okay. Oh, this room I remember. He comes with Bushido or whatever, but this is super awkward to use. Like, how do I use this? You don't really have the bulk to pull off not running either Desperation or Vantage, dude. So like, with DC and this awkward skill, I thought Vantage was best because he really doesn't need speed. Like, why do you want speed in the enemy phase? You'd rather just have QR. But he was fast enough that I was like, whatever, maybe Vantage. Actually, yeah, no, that doesn't really make sense. You don't need speed because I think Vantage, you don't get a hit twice. Yeah, whatever. But he was just another DC unit, so. This is Kata. I really liked her. Refined, I thought this was so fun. She also has dual effectiveness, but as a physical damage dealer as opposed to mage like Micaiah, she always struggled, even with plus attack. So I know she's got like all these like fancy expensive skills and stuff, but these both still leave a lot to be desired. Like 41 on initiation is not fast enough to double a lot of horses, although armors, I guess it's good enough. It's just that this is also not that strong, and her resistance is good, but that's not really particularly useful against, you know, her intended targets. So I thought she was fun, but she was actually not that strong, unfortunately. Thank you, Kata. Goodbye. Harid, he is, wow, look at that. I guess that's all I gotta say. Like, enemy phase, look at all these, you know, premium skills. But yeah, he like, I mean, that's useful. You know, these are all great skills. I just never really bothered using him. I guess being a flyer makes it a little awkward too. Sigbert. Oh yeah, Swift Sparrow with here. You know, he just does tons of damage, I guess. I just used him as a sword breaker and killing greens. Thanks, Sigbert. Goodbye. Sword Heart, you know, super straightforward. You just death blow and double hit, and a lot of things go bye-bye. It's just that he has got one of the worst color weapon types to be doing that with, because the reason the meme is so strong is because blue is one of the better colors, and then resistance in general is lower across the board. Sigurd is one of those characters that's super annoying because he just will not die to anything, and with the plus attack he's actually pretty strong too. He's just not that fast, but I definitely want to keep Crusader's War. That's not going, so I guess I could have given him QR, but the double smoke looks too fun. So yeah, he's great in enemy phase, just never dies, even though he doesn't kill stuff. Yeah, this character was always a little awkward. This skill is actually not all that good in my opinion. Armor March is just a little more consistent. Yeah, so I felt like he was actually a little awkward to use. I didn't use him much, even though he has great stats. Thank you, goodbye. Hello, it's the BK himself. I left this on him. He's, pretty straightforward. Strong defense, really good speed for an armor, makes no sense, but great attack too, so he's probably been power crept a little, but was very good at his release. The original Ryoma, he's got great speed, great offense, but just, suffered to be another sword lord. This is actually not that, this is useful, it's good enough, but this is actually not good enough with 42 anymore. He just can't double stuff consistently, so that's unfortunate. See ya. This is Owain. I know he's supposed to be really good because this is supposed to be a super good combo. With Wrath too, he just does tons of damage. Like, his damage ceiling is so high, but it's just that it's so hard to use him because you have to place him right next to somebody. Yeah, I feel like he's okay. He can be very strong. I just didn't really use his full potential. I don't know if you've noticed by now, but I definitely prefer characters that are more straightforward, such as Brave Lynn. I know she's got Mula gear, but I just went for a straight plus attack, straightforward Brave Bow build. Yeah, really easy. Yeah, she's the first of my meta units. Because I don't know if you remember, but I had a unit dedicated to fighting Brave Linns in Arena Assault. This is Yoon. She's actually also really fun to use, even if this is a little difficult to pull off, but this is actually kind of low, honestly, and that's the hardest part. And the other thing is, this is so low that she'll die in one single attack on the counter, so that's a little unfortunate, but this is insane. And I don't know why I put this on her, but she reaches 53 resistance, which is just unnecessary. It's just for the memes, I guess. But Yoon was great. She was fun. Goodbye. This Reinhardt, super easy. Just attack. I actually took dance off him. He has reposition because I use him a lot on just as an attacker. It's just insane. Yeah, this guy is broken with the flyer mobility too. Ugh, get out of here. Get out of here. This is Smolzera. Her stats aren't all that standout if you think about it, but then look at this, and then with this. Normally I'm against speed on the bonds, but 38 is nothing to sneeze at. It makes her harder to double, especially with this too. And I love Wings of Mercy on my dancers, so actually I'm not so mad about it. Normally attack is better on the bonds, but she's a dancer anyway, and this is not bad for a dancer. So yeah, I actually really liked Smolzer a lot. The fact that she's green is great too, but the real green dancer is Inigo. Look at this handsome man. Classic Raven Tone with TA, so he just can handle both Brave Lynn and Reinhardt, even with these really poor mixed defenses. Not normally, but he can have distant defense on him if that's what he needs, but also these, buffs as a dancer are really useful. And then not only does he have QR, he also has Bowbreaker. So that was for Brave Lynn. Thank you, Inigo. Goodbye. This is my Nino. She's the second character I the first character I plus 10 was Reinhardt, just because it was a no-brainer, and then it was Tharja, and then it was Nino, I think. But all three of those are very easy availability for free to play. But Nino is great because they made her more self-sustainable with her wave effect. Super fast, super strong, and her defenses, unlike Tharja's, are the traditional mage kind where she has higher resistance, so she can fight mages a little better. But Tharja's niche was having slightly higher defense, so that was her thing. So these two were a classic pair. I remember so many maps I cleared with either Nino and 3 dancers or Tharja and 3 dancers. Also a lot of maps with Brave Lynn and Reinhardt, and then a couple dancers, maybe a healer cavalry like Maribel. But yeah, this is a Mer. She's really useful just because with this effect, a lot of times she can just QR and not take Like she can hit twice and only take one hit. So she was really useful on enemy phase, but nowadays they have like null follow-up and other stuff. It's just like, oh, what's the point of any skills if you just remove the effect of everything? So that's a shame. But she was great. Oh, this is the super strong Robin. Like, look at his insane attack. It goes even higher. And then he just heals it all back. Yeah, so he's impossible to kill, dishes out tons of damage. I would say he's meta. Thank you, goodbye. This Corrin is actually also super strong, but she lacks the DC. So again, I feel like this character I messed up a little on because she actually doesn't have DC. What does this do? This does something else. It just gives her more stats, and this is already, her offenses are already good. So yeah, she's pretty though. Yeah, so Faye is a great one because I used her. She was the green counterpart to Noe. They're just like the, again, it's like this one is res, this one is defense. So similar to how Nina and Tharja were sort of like mirrors, but these two are enemy phase, and they just both have really standard sets of lightning breath, glimmer, fury, and QR. Let me do Noe too, actually. Really standard, same thing. Thank you, goodbye. This is Rayson. He's actually great. The few times I did use Beast, I would always bring him just because why would I not want a singer too? But he's actually not bad on enemy phase with this. And he's got a good attack stat. Like, he's kind of strong. So I wish these two were flipped, but his defense is, good enough, and this is fine that with this he doesn't usually get doubled. So he's actually, a really useful dancer. One of the stronger ones for sure. Thank you, goodbye. This is Zura I pulled really recently, actually. She was, I think, the first flyer dancer, so everyone was screaming about how broken she was when she first came out, but this is honestly garbage. This is, a lot of characters have home flyers now. Originally it was really hard to get, like only Hanoka had it, but now like plenty of people have it, so it's whatever.
I hope your new year is full.
Yes, thank you. Goodbye. This is Shirshi. I already spoke about her a little bit, but she's just so strong. Like, look at this. Give her this, and give her this. She has Bonfire because if the first person she kills takes 2 hits to die, then this is charged for the next battle. But actually, a problem I ran into a lot is she would one-shot the first person, and this would not be charged, or this would not be charged enough for the next, battle. So that was actually super funny that I had that issue because she's just so strong. Actually, let me do Alencia now too. She's so pretty. I was so happy when I first pulled her, and then they gave her this recently, and I was like, wow, she's out of this world. And the only one I pulled is plus attack. I'm just that lucky. So yeah, she's also super strong. She just has goad so that she can cheer on her teammates, Shishi and Cordelia. Thank you, Alencia. You're so pretty. Goodbye. Yeah, so now these are the units that are really strong and I really like. Innis is also great. I know this is not the strongest weapon, but just look at his stats across the board. Good, 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 and irrelevant. So a really standard Swift Sparrow Desperation set. So he's just really strong, really straightforward. If you've noticed the trend, it's that I like the simple. Ooh, with Lizza, when she first came out, I think she was the first Bold Fighter unit I got, and I was like, ooh, Brave Axe shenanigans. So I bothered sacrificing someone for that, and I realized that, oh wait, no, she has the same problem as Arden. Her attack is 44, I think, with the Brave Axe on, not that strong. But then this weapon is enemy phase and not all that strong. It just has more might, I guess. I don't really know why I put this back on her, but I stopped using her since she got power grabbed anyway. So thank you. Goodbye. This is Ephraim. Really strong because of these. He was the first special fighter unit. And then he already comes with his own armor march, so this is, irrelevant. So he just, always attacks twice, takes no damage. His only weakness is that he doesn't have DC. But if he had that, he'd be really broken. Dorcas, he doesn't have DC either, but just look at these, stats. Like, he just, yeah. And guard makes it so that he takes no damage with wary fighter on. So, similar to the Cecilia, I think, he just, like, takes no damage and dishes some out back in return. I got a ton of Hectors. Yeah, I'd stop bothering with all this stuff. Yeah, he's just really strong. Like, hits twice, doesn't get hit twice, and look at that attack stat. Like, insane. This is the OG Hector, and even with an asset in attack, he's a lot weaker. And I think this is still one of the best weapon effects out there. It's just like free QR, and then this here, it's just like there's only a 5% margin where like you can leave him and he doesn't have one of these effects going on. But I guess that's why they have the null follow-up stuff now, because how are you going to get him to exactly between 75 and 80%? Like, that sounds too hard. I have Zerter too, yes, and I have him at plus attack because I'm just that lucky. Yeah, he's insane. There's nothing else to say. I know there's other builds you can do with him, but this straightforward, like, let him take a hit and then he activates this and kills on the next turn. Basically works on everybody because this means he doesn't die in one hit. Edelgard is really good. She's not particularly fast, but she can guarantee follow attacks somehow. It's good enough for me. And then this is, also good. Wow, she even, does this have minus? Oh, it does. Wow. I was like, why is that 4? Okay, yeah. I don't really know what this is for. Oh, no, I know. It's to get people away from her so that she can activate this. So I was like, you could just use shove? No, you want them to be out of within two spaces. So yeah, she's super strong. With plus attack too. Wow, I didn't even notice. Another plus attack. Yeah, I'm just really that lucky. I don't understand. But I remember when she first came out and I was like, oh my god, look at the things I can do with my Blade Tome units. So yes, this Zera with Tharja or Nino cleared so many maps for me. And the fact that she's got TA means that she's also, strong enough and useful enough to fight blues. So, fantastic green dancer, super strong. Loved her. Thank you, Zera. Goodbye. This is Bike. He was the first person to come with Steady Breath, and they gave him this, which makes him even harder to kill. So yeah, he's also really strong on the enemy phase. A lot of these characters are so meta, I feel like there's almost nothing to say. Raven, for example, like, look at that. Like, he just, does tons of damage. Sure, he might not be able to take that many hits, but but he can take one again because he's pretty healthy. So you get him into range and he just blows everything away over and over again. Goodbye. We are at, we're here. Okay, Ninian. Yes, I actually have her supported with Elliewood because that's apparently the canon. Not that I know the game they're from actually, but I just heard that was canon, and then he was so cute and she's so pretty, so I supported them. Great dancer, great utility. Yeah, what else do I gotta say? Mobility is great too as a flyer, so thank you, goodbye. I don't need you anymore because I got Peony, who I can't remove. Yes. No, I can send her home, but no, just like Air, I'm gonna keep her for PM1. This is my Reinhardt, nothing fancy. You just attack twice every time, and if they don't die to your death blow, you'll Luna, or you could quad lances, and so I think this is just the most useful breaker. I think I have more on him. Yeah, I have sword too, which that's overkill. But yeah, he's just so strong. Like, I use him so much, obviously. So he's so straightforward. Thank you, meme heart. Goodbye. Shigure, he's one of the worst dancers. He's got minus speed too, so I've just given up on him. But yes, he does know how to sing. Better than nothing, I suppose. Goodbye. Loot. Oh, she's another fun one. Like, look at these stats. Like, these are both 40. This is almost 60. Like, what? This leaves a little to be desired, but as long as she can survive a hit, which she can't always, this is great. Oh wow, what's all this? I think it was just good, so I put it on her. But she's just one of the strongest blue mages I got. But I got another one here. Tail 2 is actually my next project. She's at +9. But instead of finishing her, I'm going to send her home. This was actually a little disappointing of a refine because she's already so fast. Like, do you really need to hit 52 speed? Like, holy shit. You can double, like, Nino. Like, what? Not that you'll kill her, but, like, anyway. Yeah, she's just really strong as a blue mage. I guess these could have been min-maxed a bit better. But I was actually just complaining about loot being lower on the defensive side. But since the Tail 2 is so much healthier, that she doesn't really need the defense. I'd rather it be in resistance, or, I mean, obviously attack or speed would be great too. Thank you, Tail 2. Goodbye. Renea, super, you know, standard dancer, but she's good on the enemy phase because she's got that. So, yeah, you know, support skills. Can survive a hit, you know. Great. More blue mages. This one's just, you know, power, attack. If she gets to use Iceberg, it's killer. I actually don't know why I have Desperation on her. She doesn't really seem that fast. I guess I used to have Darting Blow on her instead of Brunya. That makes more sense. Yeah, because then 39 plus 43. Yeah, 43 is not bad on initiation. Thank you, Delphia. Goodbye. I have the other Delphia. This one I used her with Sword Heart because she's got this buff, which is super good. Yeah, just more damage. She also occasionally had Darting Blow on her because with this it would be 40, 46. Yeah, she was another candidate for that seal. For some reason, that's a great seal. It's not a great skill. Here's a blue dragon that's super strong. I know these are opposite phases, but she's just so strong. She can function in mixed phase, and you know, still do tons of damage. So that's great because her, you know, that skill is also really strong. Thank you, Tiki. Goodbye. Ninian, I think she's the second dancer I had, but she's just great because she's super tanky. Like, look at these mixed stats. Look at her good speed. The attack is really low, but the fact that she gets adaptive damage means it's actually okay against like mages usually, who have really skewed defenses. So that's actually not the worst thing. So yeah, she's great. Super useful dancer. Super pretty too. This is Selkie. I think she's really fast and has great resistance, but is a little weaker for a beast. I actually don't know why I put her in meta. Thank you, goodbye. Nyla's really great. She's actually my favorite because she can kill healers. The Razzle Dazzle is usually kind of annoying to deal with, but in PvE she's great because she can just, you know, ignore that. So that's really great. Thank you, Nyla. Goodbye. She's also plus attack. Wow. Another plus attack. I got the Christmas Robin. He's just cute. This is, you know, not that good, but you know, enemy phase. He's got armor march, which is useful enough. Actually, one thing is that I don't think I have any units that are armored that have armor march and also have DC. So sometimes that's something I'm looking for when I'm doing battles, but that's just not something any of my characters have. Like, this guy's got DC, but no armor boots. I don't really know why he has this, honestly. This is not that good. But he's really strong. I mean, look at that. Look at that. What else can I say? I mean, look at that too. Thank you, Hector. Goodbye. Hardin, another really strong guy. Like, actually, this is not that good on him. What am I doing? He should have a better brazen. Probably attack defense. But this makes him really strong. This is great. I guess his resistance can be dumped. But yeah. Another really strong character. Azura, really useful just because she's got a gem weapon. Dancer. Nothing much more to say. This Lucina is supposed to be really good support because she can give breath effects to a lot of characters that usually don't have access to that option. But it's too much work to do that, honestly. She's not that fast. I guess she's actually kind of fast, but she came with this by default, so I just gave it to her again. So just stack more of the same shit. Like, why use your brain? Thank you, goodbye. This Robin is actually great. She's someone I use for the Lance Valor a lot, but unlike Gray, she can hold her own. This isn't ideal, but you know, altogether, she's, you know, quite a solid unit. So don't just use her for the Valor. Thank you, goodbye. Nephany, really strong. Like, this is, you know, such a great weapon. And then the fact that she was one of the first people to come with Wrath, I think, at least that I got, means that she does tons of damage, and this helps her get into that range really easy. Yeah, just like really easy to use, great stat line. Good here, good here, good here, and then who cares? She's fighting armors anyway. See you. Ephraim, you know, one of the better support characters, but also with QR and his refined, he can almost always double attack. That's insane. He'll basically, like, you know, double attack on the first battle and then either heal back up into it, and then this helps him heal back up into it because he'll take less damage. He doesn't need the speed. He's already, you know, going to be hitting it. But then this makes him also be able to take a hit. So then I use Ephraim a lot with, you know, some mage and then a couple dancers, because he can handle, like, doing physical damage. He can handle tanking, physical threats, and he can heal back up too. So great in the chain challenges. Those are always really hard, so he's a really good one for that. Thank you, Ephraim. Goodbye. This is Olivia. She was my first 4-star plus 10. Oh, I guess I only have 253 5 stars. But, you know, a gem weapon, and actually she's still sitting on Fury too, oh my god. But yeah, she's one of my first characters. Great mixed defenses, great speed, and the attack is useful enough if she's got Ruby's sword. But I remember in Arena, I would try to fight Hector with her, and it would just take so long, and then the Moonbow would eventually finish him off. But she's great. Thank you. Goodbye. Sanaki, one of my favorites to use too, just because she hits like a truck. Like, look at that. With tons of attack. And then this too, she just hits unreasonable levels of resistance and does tons of damage. Like, Glimmer is insane. So I love Sanaki. Thank you. Goodbye. Dancer Micaiah. Like, look, she's got, like, she is just so perfectly min-maxed. Insane attack, insane resistance, awful speed and defense. But she's a dancer, so she can dump both of these useless stats. She's gonna one-shot armors and cavalry anyway, but while she's not dancing, you know, so she's just so good, you know. One of the best dancers, I think, honestly. Celica is my current support. I just got her to S recently. Wanted to leave the pretty background, but with Ragnarok and Brazen Attack Speed, like, this is broken, right? Like, okay, come on, look. She gets plus 12 to her offensive stats from this, and then she gets plus 7, so that's plus 19. Like, I don't even know what that adds up to, but it's way too much. I love Celica. She's so pretty, but she's gonna go. Yes, goodbye. Wow. I have Summer Tiki here. She's just another really strong dragon. What can I say? These are all really good. Her flyer status makes it a little weird though, to be honest. So that's not ideal. I have Myrrh here. She's also super strong. Yeah, I got nothing to say. Just another strong armor. Look at her enemy phase. And oh wait, I lied. She has DC? No, she doesn't have DC. I was gonna say, like, she has Armor March. No, she doesn't have DC, actually. That's what I would put on her if I weren't cheap. You know, Fury 3 is not all that great. It knocks her out of Vengeful Fighter range, actually. Oh, here's, like, the young Tiki. She's actually kind of disappointing, because she also lacks DC, and I gave her this, so she's one of the, you know, characters that I invested the most into, and then I realized, wait, she doesn't have DC. And then the whole advantage of her is that she's supposed to have good speed, but I think this is actually not that good. Game Press says plus speed is good on her, and I'm like, why? I need to give her QR anyway. And she even has QR 3. Like, she's actually built up all the way, and I'm still kind of disappointed with her. You know, what can I say? What's easy though is Tabarin, because he just, like, hits everything twice. You know, he just goes around and kills everything. Yeah, what do I have to say? He's just super strong. Easy. Flying Olivia, she's got, you know, this effect in her, so not only is she good on flying teams, like, you know, Alencia, Shershi, and Cordelia, she's also good with blade tomes, so great dancer. Another Elliewood, this one is, oh, he's the one with the bonus doubler. So in the cheerleader meta, he was great. This is actually not that good on him because he has no way to guarantee doubles, and this is like alright, but like I don't know, 39 is just not good enough nowadays. Like it used to be so good, but I don't know, not enough anymore. So yeah, he's alright. Thank you, goodbye. This little boy, Roy, is our boy. He's got so much speed and defense, it's actually insane. I shouldn't have left this on him, but I guess he's minus defense. Has attack though, which is great, so he just does tons of damage. And 34 speed doesn't look fast, but you know, with all those buffs, you know, he really is hitting high speed. This guy is plus 10 just because I realized that he is good fodder in Brazen attack defense, so I had so many copies of him, and then I just had tons of feathers one day, so I was like, fuck it, I'm plus 10ing him. Yeah, so now he hits 60 attack with insane defense and, you know, reasonable speed. Again, the only stats that matter, and so he just does a ton of damage. His thing is that special triggers before or during combat. Yeah, so the thing is, once he gets to use Bonfire the first time, so on the first battle, he'll sit there and take a hit on enemy phase and counter, take very little damage, and then the Bonfire will be ready, and then because of this, it'll just keep activating over and over again. So after the first phase, after you take some hits from any physical damage dealer, he'll be alive and healthy, and then he'll just fire off Bonfire after Bonfire, which is fantastic. Thank you, Ares. Goodbye. Eldigan is also great. He just has insane stats because of this and this, like Fury 6. And they were joking, you know, there were so many memes about if there was a Fury seal that he could do Fury 9. This is actually kind of a stupid stat because he knocks himself out of the QR, but whatever, I just like to see these huge numbers, and he needs cure anyway because his enemy phase would be not sufficient without it. It's just that he can't do it more than once. Thank you, Eldigan. Goodbye. Oh yeah, this is the, you know, the power creep is really starting to get to me here. What's this actually?
Father?
Oh, I've never looked at this.
Yes? What is it, my dear?
Will that kid come back?
That kid?
Oh.
Oh, you mean Ellie?
That's good. I promised to show him how to
Study?
Is that so? Well, that's great, Lilina. Just what I'd expect from the daughter of Marquez.
Then I want to be
Oh.
a good head.
I'm sorry, Lilina.
She wants to be good at head. What?
Something bad.
Well, I mean...
Oh my.
I don't want you to get hurt.
Listen, Lilina.
Oh my.
It's all... Of
Aww.
course. It will be a long time
Aww.
when that time does finally come. It'll all...
That's
All right,
cute.
Father.
I've actually never seen that. I'd never bothered. He's just so OP. Like, I don't know. This duo thing is stupid. Yeah, this is dumb. He just, on odd number turns, he's just busted. And in a lot of PvE, it's real easy to maneuver it to be odd number turns. And the good thing about odd stuff as opposed to even is if you're lazy and you want to go on turn 1, that's an odd turn. This is one of the 2x-lefts. She's the standard one. She just, you know, Fury, so like Fury 4, so incredible stats and just does tons of damage, especially with Wrath and Ruptured Sky. So that's pretty straightforward. Thank you, Byleth. Goodbye. This is the Byleth I got for buying 3 houses, which I'm still playing. DC is good, but his resistance is leaving something to be desired, and so he's, you know, not all that special, I suppose. Thank you. Goodbye. I played as the female avatar anyway, so I can marry 2 boys. This Lucina is special because she's my first 5-star, I believe. Spectrum Bond is good. I love Ether, and Fury is great for desperation shenanigans, although I guess Ether puts her back. But anyways, she's healthy enough that she can get herself back into desperation without any problem. And yeah, just great stats overall. So super solid. Thank you, Lucina. Goodbye. This is the free Ike they gave. He's super useful just because this makes him, able to actually utilize his DC, and the 25 resistance is good enough, but this makes it better. 31 is actually reasonable now. And with the breath effect and the QR, he can hit this a lot and heal back up. So he's just so useful for PvE stuff. Thank you. Goodbye. This is Mia. She got this recently. I just recently gave it to her. But she's another one of the fast sword girls. Does great damage. But yeah, not special. Thank you, Mia. Goodbye. Ooh, I love Erica. As a support unit, I gave her TA and Swordbreaker so she could, cover a little more stuff. But the bonus doubler on herself is kind of fun. I just, it's a lot of effort to pull it off, to the best effect. So I haven't really bothered with that ever before, honestly. This is Marita. She's minus attack, unfortunately, but look at this set. This is a skill that you want on basically all your offensive characters nowadays. And this is a great combo. I don't even know what this does. Oh, she gets free desperation. Oh wow, she doesn't even need to give up. Oh wow, that's why she's so good. Oh, well, too bad she's minus attack. Goodbye. Goodbye. My next project in the works was actually Sylvia. She's at +6 right now. I think I have a few more copies of her, but I was waiting for Tail 2, but unfortunately I only got to 9. But she's just great because on enemy phase with this and this, she just has tons of resistance, so she can take mages. She doesn't retaliate, but that's fine. As a dancer, she just needs to survive, honestly, if she needs to take a hit. But with this very specialized thing, like the plus attack, is useful if she's fighting dragons. But really only green dragons, because otherwise she would still be overwhelmed. So she can fight like Faye, I guess. But she's a dancer, so that's good enough. Thank you. Goodbye. Ira, super classic. I left all the normal stuff on her, like all this player phase stuff. Really basic. She's really great. Easy to use. Thank you. Goodbye. This Celica, does tons of damage, but the -1, where is it? Yeah, she takes 1 damage. That's a little annoying, honestly, because when she has the Gale Force, then she's like, wait, I just attacked, so I lost it. So that's actually kind of annoying. She does tons of damage, but not the easiest to use, I suppose. Oh, this one is easy. He just does tons of damage because of this. I remember when he first came out, people were so complaining about this. It's like, what's even the point? But yeah, he's just insanely strong. What can I say? Thank you, Alm. Goodbye. But my favorite Alm to use is actually this one. He's great because I feel like he is so easy to use because he just goes bang bang and usually stuff dies. I know it's conditional, but what's great is that I have Wind Sweep on him, so he doesn't take in this and then Phantom Speed. He doesn't take a counter usually, and then I can just heal him back up and he can bang bang again. So he just walks around the map, bang bang, bang bang. And he's just so great for killing dragons. He's honestly the best Falchion user in my opinion. What doesn't die to 2 hits of that Alm. This is Marth. Again, another fantastic dragon killer, but this is honestly not that useful. It's kind of hard to use that, but I guess I put more bonds on him. Oh my god. Who even knows? Thank you, Marth. Goodbye. I got to this section now, so these are all the characters I was working on and never got to. I will just send them home. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I never got to Valvar. I was getting to Est, so I was gonna give her that thing, and she has all this stuff. It's not done yet. She has Glimmer coming, Death Blow, Fire Formation, and 4 or 5 flyers. Really straightforward stuff, but she was gonna be so great. Thank you to all of these characters. And yes, that was almost all of the characters that I had at 5 stars, saving some of these. But I do plan on continuing to play Fire Emblem Heroes. I really enjoy this game, and I've played it for so long that I feel like it'd be a shame to throw it away or sell my account. Basically, now I guess I can go over the reason, the reason I wanted to do this exercise, and there are several. One of them is the power creep in this game has been insane, and so as you might have noticed, a lot of the characters I stopped using just because they got replaced by stronger people, and so I just didn't feel the motivation to do it. Another issue is that I was running out of barrack space. I think I had like 290 something at the start of this video, and now I'm down to 50, you know, so it was great. But it was honestly a struggle. Like, I had over 290, and so every time I summoned more than a single circle, I'd have to go, you know, combat manual or whatever. It was just, you know, so annoying. I also wanted more time, partially to play Three Houses. I want to finish a couple more run-throughs of Three Houses before Animal Crossing comes out in March. So I wanted to, you know, spend a little less time here. But really what I wanted to do was I wanted to have more fun being forced to build various characters. You know, I had a specific Brave Lynn counter. I had a specific, you know, like, I had a lot of like gem weapon users, or like TA, or like, like res tank, physical tank, you know, whatever. I had all these characters that were built very specifically because I had so many, and I could do, you know, interesting, cool things with them. And I want to have fun with that again. Basically, I wanted to recapture that feeling, the beginning I had with this game, that actually got me into Fire Emblem. You know, what's really weird about me is that this Fire Emblem Heroes mobile game is the first Fire Emblem game I've played. And it was so fun that I bought Fates and then Three Houses. And so this mobile game is really special to me, and I wanted to recapture how much fun I had with it in the beginning when I didn't have all these 5 stars. So yeah, honestly, no, I don't feel bad releasing all these 5 stars. If I can have more fun with the game, then I'll keep playing, you know? So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. That was my releasing of over 250 of my fully invested 5-star heroes. Maybe there will be more Fire Emblem Heroes content to come in the future. Thanks so much. Bye.